Well, hello once again. I really did not plan on coming back on today. I said what I said earlier and I meant what I said. However, I was just talking to somebody and I got a different perspective on why people are not being as smart and as safe as they should be. Not that I agree or disagree, it's just a different perspective. And I'm just wondering how many of you actually believe this for yourselves, and perhaps how many of you just have heard it and are kind of like, okay, well, this is sort of how it went. There are some people that believe that God would not be killing all these people. So if you believe in God, it's not God that's, behind this corona thing, because God wouldn't be killing all these people. I've also heard many people say that, just trust in the Lord and just, keep on going. But the Lord gave us brains, sense, common sense. And I think that you have to be smart. Just going out when they're telling you that so many people have already contracted the virus. They've told you that so many people may have it, not have any symptoms, and people are still just walking around, congregating. And I think now that the weather is breaking, it's getting even worse. Bottom line of the situation is, I don't care if it's 80 degrees outside and we all love to go outside when it's warm. If indeed there is a chance that you could end up contracting it, or perhaps if you don't, you could get somebody else sick. So my thing is this: if you don't value your own life, can you at least take a few moments and value somebody else's? It's not a matter of just, you and whatever it is that you believe in. And, I've heard people talking about this conspiracy theory and all this type of stuff. Bottom line of the situation is, we don't know. I've heard people talk about how corrupt our government is. That, to some degree, is definitely true. However, we're talking about health. We're talking about people's lives here. This is not something to take lightly. I believe in God. Truly, I do. I have great faith. But I'm not going to step outside and have a block party, because that's just not smart right now. That just does not make a whole lot of sense. I think that we need to stop. We need to think about what we're doing. If indeed we have people who are carriers and they have no symptoms, that means that they think they're okay. So they're walking around, they're going places, they're congregating with people, but we're still spreading. I don't think any of us should be living in fear. Period. I just don't believe that fear should be a part of this. If you have faith in God, as I said earlier on my first video, God is still God. Okay? And we must thank him for his grace and his mercy, even through this, because he will see us through it. But at the same time, I'm just wondering, why do we still have people? I just saw a video a few minutes ago from somebody's house where the kids are running up and down the street, people getting out of cars, they're playing music, and they're just kind of congregating. Why? Why are we doing this? And is there somebody who's a part of that family that can say, now is not the time? I, like most people, am missing my family as well. Missing my friends. However, if it's important, if your life is of value to you, if the life of your family members, your co-workers, your friends, your neighbors are of any value to you, I would suggest that you stop and think about what you're doing. we are going to end up in a situation where we're going to be under martial law. And for those who don't know what that is, let me refer you to Google, and martial should be spelled Martial. Martial law. Go Google it. Do you want a situation where we have to have consequences for stepping out the front door? Do you want a situation where you just cannot go to the grocery store? You cannot just go and take a ride down the street or walk a few paces down your own block because you won't listen? Is it that serious that you congregate when our lives are at stake? I don't care what your belief system is. I don't care what religion, what processes are going on up in here for you. It doesn't matter. What does matter is respect someone else's life if you have no respect for your own. If you go back and look at the video that I did earlier today, I talked about we've got people who are dying in a hospital with no family. We've got people who we can't have a funeral for. Families are cremating their loved ones and waiting on this to pass over so then they can celebrate the life of that family member. Fear is not the answer. It's not. However, let's be smart. Let's be considerate. Let's be loving. Let's be understanding. Let's not do things that are just going to make this problem larger than it is and this whole stay at home longer than it needs to be. Because as long as those numbers are going up and they expect them to peak relatively soon, however, even when we get over the peak and coming down, it's been said that people are still going to be sick and people are still going to be dying. However, if you continue to go out, you continue to congregate, you continue to go from house to house to house, that just makes our numbers go up and that makes us stay in much longer. I don't know about you, but I would certainly like to be able to enjoy the summer a little bit outdoors, on the river. But we won't be able to do that if we don't stop now. Stay inside. Do what you need to do. Are you that afraid of staying in the house? I mean, really. Are you that afraid to be alone? Again, I suggest you go back and watch the video I did earlier where I talked about that. For some people, it's not a situation where they like to be in the house. Granted, there are some people who are in the house alone. Not fun day after day after day. But I tell you what, when all this is said and done, all of these followers, friends that I have on Facebook, and all of these friends that I've grown up with, and people that I've met, that I've worked with, when it's all said and done and this is over, I'd like for all of us to be able to celebrate together. And I don't mean celebrate the lives of that have been lost because we wouldn't do what we needed to do. Sure, we're definitely going to celebrate those who are gone because there are some good people who are no longer with us. I get that. But if we can save somebody's life at this point in time, you got a family member talking about they're going out, they're going to do such and such a thing, try to talk to them. Try to get them to understand that whatever they're going out there for, it may not be as important as their life. I love you guys. I really do. I appreciate everybody who has been praying for me and my family. I appreciate communicating with you all, whether it be on Facebook, Instagram, text messages, whatever. And I'd like for you to be around when this is all said and done. I really would. And I'd like for us not to have to be put under martial law because we have people who just refuse to listen. I want you to think about that. That's all I'm going to say for right now. I'm going to get off this whole preaching thing, but this has been heavy on my heart all day long. As I continue to, see people just enjoying themselves, just hanging out and having a good time. It's really bothersome that people are not taking this as seriously as they should. Spread the word, pass along some love, and I will talk to you again real soon.